Hello folks, welcome back. In this tutorial, we'll go ahead and talk about types of relationship. Through this relationship, we are trying to address the issue where we want to figure out which candidate has applied for which position or which candidate has applied for how many positions and how many positions are applied by how many candidates. So all these issues will be addressed through the relationship. So there are three different types of relationships that are available in Salesforce. Lookup relationship, master detail relationship, and many-to-many relationship. So let's start with the lookup relationship. In the lookup relationship, it's a very loosely coupled relationship between two objects. Now, in this relationship, when you delete the parent, child will not be deleted. What do you mean by parent and what do you mean by child? So let's take two examples. Let's take for one particular manager, he can have multiple positions under him. He can handle multiple positions. So in this case, there is a one-to-many relationship between a hiring manager and a position object. So in this case, wherever there is a many, that becomes the child object, and wherever there is one, that is the parent object. So in this case, hiring manager and the position, since one manager can handle multiple positions, so hiring manager is the parent object and the position is the child object. Similarly, in this next second example, manager and employee. One manager can have multiple employees in his team, but one employee cannot have multiple managers at a time. So in this case, there is a one-to-many relationship between manager and employee. So in this case, the manager is the parent object and employee is the child object. Let's take the third example. In this case, we have a position and a job application object. So there can be multiple job applications for one position, but through one job application, we cannot reference to multiple position. Let's say if Deepika, has applied to a Java developer position or a Salesforce developer position, there can be another guy named John who can also apply for the same Salesforce developer position. So there can be different job applications for one single position. But just Deepika, I cannot apply to the two different positions through one job application. I can write two different job application and I can apply to two different positions, but through one job application, I cannot apply through multiple positions. So in this case, there is also one-to-many relationship between a position and job application, and position becomes the parent object and job application is the child object. So where is this relationship field will go? The relationship field, the lookup field, will always go on the child object, no matter what type of relationship it is. Is it a lookup relationship or a master detail relationship or any other kind of relationship? The relationship field will always go on the child object. So in this case, let's do some practice and create a relationship between a hiring manager and position. So first thing is, let's go back to our app and let's go ahead and create a relationship field. So in this case, position and the hiring manager. So hiring manager, it's a user object, which is a standard Salesforce object. So we don't have to create a separate user object. So in this case, position and the user, the position is the child object. So the relationship field will always go on the child object. So lookup relationship field go on the position object. So we'll go ahead and create a new field on the position object. And the type of that field will be a lookup relationship field. Go ahead and click next. And it is related to the user object. So these are the objects that a Salesforce provides. So by default, we have a user object. And the label I can give as the hiring manager. So this is available to all the profiles. Click next. And go ahead and click save. So we have created a relationship between the position and that user object. So if you go back in the schema builder, you will see a position object. If you select the position object and the user object here, you will see there is a relationship that got created between the position and the user object. So this is we're talking about. So now if you go back to the setup and if you go back to the position object and we try to create a new, there will be a new field added named as hiring manager. if you click on the new to want to create a new record, you will see a hiring manager field. And if you click on this magnified glass next to it, you will see all the users of this application. Right now we only have Deepika as a user, so you'll only see Deepika as the user here. Now next thing is, let's go ahead and talk about another object, which is the job application. Since that job application object is not available, we'll go ahead and create one. So create a new job application object. The plural label will be job applications. Here, job application name, and I wanted to launch a tab for it, so I'll go ahead and click save. Click next. It's visible to all these profiles. Click next. I don't want to include this tab in all the applications. I just want it under the recruiting application. So I'll go ahead and click save. So in this case, I've created a job application object, and it has a bunch of standard fields, and there is no custom relationship field. So we can go ahead and create the custom fields now. Let's say in the job application, I wanted to add a field named as cover letter. So that will be a text area long. Click next and name it as cover letter. Save and new. So now we are trying to create this relationship between the position and the job application object. We just created a job application object. So job application is a child object and position is the parent. So the relationship field will go on the child object. So the relationship field will go on the job application object. So we'll go ahead and create a lookup relationship between the job application and the position object. So it's related to the position object. So you can select the position from the drop down and click next. Visible. Click next and save. So we have created a relationship between job application and position. So now if you go back to the job application object, if you click on the new, you will see these three fields added here. Job application name is the standard field that got added when we created the object. Cover letter and position are the custom fields. So now if you click on this magnified glass next to the position, so now you can figure out, okay, so these are the positions, so I can create a job application for these many positions. So in this tutorial, we have created a new object, we have talked about lookup relationship. We'll continue working on this in our next video tutorial. Till then, stay tuned and thank you.